Now, when learning the straddle jump to handstand, you don't need a straddle press to handstand, but watching someone who can do it slowly gives you lots of insights in terms of the pathway. So understanding the pathway is very important for getting a good jump to handstand that's efficient, that takes you up instead of forwards or backwards. So most people, when they first straddle jump to handstand, they'll do this. There's someone who's a little bit nervous about going up, so we need to build confidence and control and like safety in that direction. Or you get people that jump from back here and they jump over to get up, and then they might be able to do it up against the wall, but they'll never get it freestanding, they'll just keep falling over. So what we want to look at is that slow straddle press to look at the pathway. So in the press, it's the same as the jump. I want to start with my shoulders on top of my hands, lots of weight in the hands and shoulders, but the difference is when I get the power, I'm going to get it from the knees. So I bend the knees, the hip drops. As I come up, I'm going to jump faster, obviously, when I do it in real time, but then the legs sweep around the outside, and then I finish in this position, or if I'm against the wall, this position. So the movement is very much up and out to the side, not backwards with the feet, not forwards with the feet. Now, body type, flexibility, strength, control, confidence are all going to make a difference to what your actual straddle jump looks like. And we can get some ideas on that or just looking at your flexibility. A good way of doing it is laying on your back in that handstand position and then mimicking the pathway. So legs go out to the side. The closer I can get my feet to the floor, the more efficient, the less strength I'm going to have to use when I jump, or the less momentum or power I'm going to have to get from the legs. So if it looks more like this, it means when I jump, my feet are going to go backwards more and my shoulders are going to have to go forwards a little bit more, or I'm just going to have to jump harder to bypass that bit where normally I would fall backwards because my feet go too far that way, or I fall forwards because my shoulders go too far. So first of all, if you just practice that, shoulders on top of the hands, pushing the floor away, make yourself nice and strong, and then all I'm going to do is a little hop. So bend the knees, but try and keep the shoulders on top of the hands, jump up and come back down again. Then if that feels okay, as soon as my toes come off the floor, I'm going to go out to the outside. One thing that can really help with that is to do it on an elevated surface. So it's like I'm pushing the wall or pushing the box into the floor, and then I jump up, trying again keep the shoulders on top of the hands. Now obviously I'm not yet going to go all the way up to handstand, but we want that type of energy pushing straight up. Now this type of movement or this type of exercise is going to really help you with the up and stop you doing this or that, throwing yourself forward. So this is really good, especially if you combine the two. So if you do a few reps on here followed by a few reps on here, and you might find you can start to get higher and higher. Now if you have the confidence to jump straight all the way up to the wall but don't have the balance yet, use the eccentric to control a very slow descent. Now the big difference between the press drills against the wall and the jump drills is we don't want to lean on the wall so much with the button back. So in a press drill, we might be here on the eccentric, I might go against the wall, putting lots of weight into the wall. With the jump, we want to try and make it a little bit more into a hold, then come down as slow as possible. So we're not using the wall so much because we do want the movement going a bit more up and not rely so much on the planche. But everyone working on their jump to handstand are going to get a lot of benefit from the eccentric, whether that's against the wall, so kicking up, passing through your straddle, landing in your jump position, then attempting to go back up, or whether that's completely freestanding, so kick up to your handstand, eccentric down, bend the knees, jump back through that path if you can. So most people are going to be needing to work that balance at the top. Obviously that needs to be priority. If you don't have like a 5, 10, 20 second freestanding handstand yet, work on that as a priority and then add the jumps as an addition, not as an alternative. Then concentric attempts, if you can get enough and catch at the top, you don't really need to worry about eccentrics unless you're missing some gaps. By missing gaps, I mean if you're jumping really hard and bypassing sections, that's where you want to do a slow eccentric and try and fill those gaps, so you just build control. And then ideally work to the point where you can get multiple reps in a row. I like to get clients to do 10 repetitions to show control of any movement, to see if you can get 10 in a row that look the same, that have the same control. And then if you're working other drills, if you're a little bit more confident and you're doing more harder variations of skills, you can use your straddle jump entry to get in and out of positions to do your other movements. Now I'm doing less and less in-person sessions now, and I'm moving over to more online coaching. If you're interested in online coaching, check out my new website, www.paultwyman.com.au, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks guys.